Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hey, listen, thank you for joining, you know what I'm saying, and signing up for the Brian Glaze Gibbs Patreon page. Like I told you, what I want to do is with the Patreon page, I want to go more in depth with some of the things that I'm not able to go in depth with on YouTube. But I want to be able to go more up close and personal and get people to understand like what was going on during that period of time. As I keep trying to tell people right now, my life experience and the things that I speak about, hoping that I express my feeling to the best of my ability and share some of my life experience, that it will be able to touch some of the younger generation, the younger kids, whether it's your son, your daughter, your grandson, your granddaughter, your nieces, your nephew, your grandniece, your grandnephew, you know, saying kids from the neighborhood, your little cousin, whoever, kids in your community, kids as far as from church, you know, whoever, it can touch them and stop them in a track and stop them from making that multi-billion-dollar prison system their permanent address. During the month of December, it's like normally, like I say, that's the month I was born, December 1st. But during the month of December, December 4th, 1987, and December 1987, I was involved with 2 homicides, 2 murders, okay? The first murder was Maurice Bellamy, okay? Maurice Bellamy, working man, father, husband, and right now is working man. He died his job. And what was his sin? He didn't have it. It wasn't his sin. It was his son's sin. His son, Perry Bellamy, right now is pleaded guilty. And when he pleaded guilty and implicated Howard Pappy Mason. Initially, right now, it took a while, you know, before they indicted them, saying Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols also. But what was going on at this present time, when only Howard Pappy Mason was initially charged in that murder, you know what? Lorenzo didn't show no sense of urgency of getting certain things taken care of. But as soon as they indicted him for that murder, all hell broke loose. He was really erratic. He wanted, you know, that situation erased immediately. So initially what they did was, him and Pappy both, they put up half of the money to bail out Earl Frazier, aka 2-Bar. So they bailed him out. And 2-Bar is supposed to be head of cat security at the time. So when they bailed him out, a few things he's supposed to take care of. He's supposed to take care of the people that were responsible for kidnapping Cat wife. He's supposed to take care of the people that were responsible for pistol whipping Cat girlfriend Lynn during the home invasion. And he's supposed to take care of, okay, a member, a family member. He's supposed to eliminate a family member in Perry Bellamy family. Initially, they was talking about they wanted to go after his mother, okay? And his mother happened to be a pastor at the time. And for some reason, whether it was Cat, whether it's Pap, probably Cat, like, nah, don't go that route. So what they did was they settled for his dad, okay? 2-Bar found out that his dad worked at this laundromat in Queens. And right now it's like, the plan was to get Perry to kill somebody in his family. Once they kill his family member, then they was gonna have him come to the funeral. Now, once Perry came to the funeral, the plan was we was gonna get tranquilizer guns, okay? And we was gonna tranquilize, like the officer, the corrections officer that escorted Perry to the funeral, and we was gonna execute Perry, all right? Now, what wound up happening? They decided not to go after the mother, so they went after the dad. The dad worked at a laundromat, okay? He worked at a laundromat. I don't know whether he owned it or he ran it, but I know he was working at the laundromat. The day before, December 3rd, here it is, me and 2-Bar. We cased the joint, okay, where it was at. And as we cased it, and I'm trying to think if I had Juno with me at the time. I'm not even sure. But as we cased the joint, and I'm seeing the guy right there, and it's late, like probably 11, 12. So as I'm telling him, yo, we can do this right now. 2 like, nah, don't do it right now. Don't do it right now. Okay. So here it is, you know, right now is, I remember them saying the day of the actual crime. Whereas the game plan was, listen, here it is, the person that more or less like handled the business, and when you ask for change, as soon as that person, you know what I'm saying, Maurice, give you the change, that's when you pull out that's when you execute him and make it look like a robbery. Some of that stuff is easy said than done. You guys sit back and think about it. Okay, I'm 23. Okay, Juno was 17. 2-Bar probably was 25, 26 or whatever. So here it is, we right there. So as we making a plan, and as I'm trying to explain to Juno, you know what I'm saying, my little soldier, what to do, okay, what wound up happening? Here it is, action. He going to the laundromat and got the chain. He didn't even get a chance to get the chain. He just started firing. Okay, he started firing. All right, ran out. Okay, here it is right now, got into the car. We got walkie-talkie, we got police scanners. And based the way we planned it, like what direction 103rd and 113 gonna be coming, and we avoided that. But in the same token right now, we had somebody on the outside, just in case somebody trying to be superhero and stop. We had somebody waiting by the bus stop. So automatically right now, we was able to escape that scene. You know, when you sit back and you look at it, and you sit back and you think about the whole strategy behind all that, what was that all about? Here it is right now is, once again, you know what? We want to kill an innocent man. Why? Because we want his son to go to the funeral. Initially, Maurice didn't die right away. He was in a coma. And I can remember going to Queens Supreme Court, the part that Perry came back down. And right now is, I'm there in the courtroom. Whereas right now is, he's telling the judge, listen, they shot, you know what I'm saying, my dad. Right now, my dad gonna die. They did that for the mere present of me coming down to the funeral, and they're gonna execute me. I am not going to the funeral, okay? Sit back and think about it. Whereas right now, people, you guys sit back and look at it. Here it is right now is, he wasn't in on the plan, but he knew. He knew automatically, guess what, man? That was gonna be his assassination. He know if he was coming to the funeral, regardless of who brought him to the funeral, he knew he was marked for death. And guess what? He did not come. He didn't come. So to the degree right now is we killed the innocent man, you know what I'm saying, to lure his son to the funeral, and his son ain't even come to the funeral. And the game plan was we was gonna use tranquilizer to tranquilize the correctional officer and the NYPD that bring him. And we was gonna murder, assassin, you know, St. Perry, but he didn't come. And as I sit back and think about it, as we leaving from the crime scene, as all the siren going towards the laundromat, and you know what? Like I say, you sit back and you think about that, folks. It's like, what the hell were we thinking? What was I thinking as a 23-year-old kid? You know, right now I got a 17-year-old shooter. What were we thinking? How in the heck we, in our rightful state of mind, felt we could have did something like that and get away with it? No. That just show you how lost we was. That just show you how deeply and caught up we was into that lifestyle. And people, what you got to understand right now, all that BS is easy to get into and hard to get out. You mean to tell me right now was we act like we was living the movie. We act like we was, you know, like in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Who the hell we thought we was that we was going to tranquilize the officer and the correction officer. And we was going to assassinate this guy to prevent him from testifying against Howard Pappy Mason and Lorenzo Fat Cat Nickel. Folks, right now, like I say, Maurice Bellamy didn't do anything to anybody. He was a victim of circumstance. The same way as Juno Wilson. The same way right now as me, Brian Glaze Gibbs. The same way as far as right now is, you know what? I'm listening to Lorenzo. Okay? I'm listening to him. Okay? I'm going ahead and going to take out a witness because of what? So to secure his freedom? Folks, if we don't put ourselves in that predicament, guess what? We don't have to worry about going that route. We don't have to worry about keep killing, trying to eliminate witness. Bottom line is right now, folks, listen, man, don't do the crime. And that's different. We should never been doing that crime. No, don't do the crime unless you can do the time. I'm gonna go deeper than that. December 19th. Here it is, Myesha. Myesha was 20 years old. As I was saying, Myesha was 20 years old. What? I'm 23. And right now is, guess what? The word came down. Cat got sick and tired of Myesha and Myesha behavior. And right now is, at one point in time, I think several times, Myesha threatened him. Myesha threatened Cat. I remember one time she got knocked with some other cats. You know what I'm saying right now is at a nightclub in Jersey. And she sent word that Cat better get out. Because once again, if he don't get out, she know too much. And she signed the letter that she sent to him, Mrs. Busy. That was Cat nickname. Lorenzo Fat Cat Nickel, Busy Ma. So she signed it, Mrs. Busy. So even right now, as time went on, you know, and Myesha and Cat relationship was strained. But you guys sit back and think about it. Cat was a grown man, messed with Myesha. So the difference is when he met Myesha, Myesha was what, 17? Okay? Allegedly had a kid by him. All right? So the difference is she used to work with him, work for him. You know what I'm saying? Half stash, money, you name it. She had everything, you know, back and forth, holding shit for him. And sometime right now where she used to stay the robbery, she used to say that her place or her house got robbed. And these cats, you know, the guys that robbed them must be knew she was Fat Cat girlfriend or whatever. And when you look at it, and there's so many different things that went on. And the fact that right now is, guess what? Here it is, when she had a son, she say the kid was Cat. But then again, she was dealing with this other guy named Brian at the time. So then to later find out that, guess what? That is, or wound up being many, many years later, that is, or that was Brian's son. So here it is, on the 19th, Cat say, you know what, send word, she gotta go. He wanted to go. He was trying to call himself tying up all loose ends. Okay, right now, nobody knew. And right now was like, Myesha must be felt it or knew it. I got the word that Cat, you know, wanted her dead. And basically, she just disappeared. She just disappeared. But what she did was she left her son somewhere. She left her son somewhere. And right now is, guess what? We got the information. And as we got the information where her son was, sooner or later we knew she had to come back and get him. And we did a stakeout. Went outside his house for hours. Fell asleep several times. Then all of a sudden right now, a car pull up. When the car pull up to this particular house, okay, you have one young lady stayed in the car, watch Myesha get out the car, go get her son. As she went out to go get her son, you know what I'm saying, I seen and I watched, you know what I'm saying right now, a few guys that was with me, okay, here it is right now is I'm there, orchestrating, you know what I'm saying, making sure everything get done. So he right now is, as Myesha went in to get her son, I watched when the guy got the car, on his belly, crawled, snuck in, got into the car, held a drawback, gun baby. Then the other guy got out, went in there, boof, held a girl like gun baby. Next thing you know, Myesha came out. When she came out with her son wrapped up. As she came out with her son wrapped up, she's about to enter into the car. As she's about to enter into the car, she noticed something that was strange. And I believe she noticed those guys was inside the car in the back seat. And she took off. You know what I'm saying? Dropped the baby, took off. And right now is, like I say, in that cold night of December, I remember, here it is, the guy track her down, grab her. She yelling, screaming, put in the car. As I'm driving, trailing him, and right now is we reach a dead end around some old abandoned warehouse in Queens. Okay, we pull over. As they pull over, I'm watching them. Only thing I'm seeing is this. What I'm saying right now is, only thing I'm seeing is gunshot. Pow, 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 pow. Okay, that's all I see, gunshot. I don't know what and who shot who, where the bullet, you know what I'm saying, exit, you know what I'm saying, enter and exit. I don't know that. Right now, because I was in the back, I was in my car watching. Next thing you know, they brought the baby out. And when they brought the baby out, I grabbed the baby, okay? Put the baby with me. And right now is, guess what? You got two women shot. supposed to be dead. And right now, I can remember, you know what I'm saying, taking the baby, Myesha's son, putting him in the yard. And I can remember, you know what I'm saying, going to the payphone, calling that number that I had called plenty of time before, and say, look, it's a baby in the yard. I need to get that baby out the yard. I watch as they got the baby out the yard. You know what? As like I told you right now, this girl was 20 years old, man. 20 years old. She didn't even start to live. She didn't even start to live. Her son, 3 years old. He didn't get to know his moms. All because of what, folks? All because right now is, guess what? When you get in that type of lifestyle and you get into that, you know what I'm saying, dirty money, that type of dirty environment, you sleeping with the enemies, you doing so much of stuff, you in love with the wrong thing. What for? The difference is right now, I'm looking at how much blood is on my hand, how much blood is on other people's hand that was into that life. You know what I'm saying? How many people did we kill? How many people did we destroy in life we destroyed, directly or indirectly? You know, when you sit back and you look at it, whatever, because we want to be down. We want to be down. Come on, folks. All that shit is overrated. Overrated. Like I said right now, it's this, folks. Like I say, one of my mission assignment was during December 87. Fat Cat was still waiting trial for the murder of parole officer Brian Rooney and still looking for satisfaction against his wife kidnapper. And as I say, they chip in and bail 2 bar out. You know what I'm saying? Okay, initially, you know what I'm saying, he was also expected to find a whereabouts Perry Bellamy mother, who was a pastor. They nicked that and went after the father. You know, because once again, Perry was implicating Fat Cat and Pappy as far as being involved in the parole officer murder. Okay, and as I say, after a week of discussion, the final decision was made. Cat gave me the green light to murder Perry's father. At the time, my man, Juno Wilson, a.k.a. Style, was currently on the run in South Carolina for a murder that occurred in Cypress Hill houses. I sent for him, and during the next 2 days, we went through the area several times where the hit was to go down. We need to familiarize ourselves with the area to figure out possible escape route. Folks, listen, we did all that shit. I'm saying, period. Here it is right now. It's like, look, I had people following me and doing things all for the wrong reason, man. And you guys sit back and think about it. Am I proud of myself, of the person I am today? They'll say, no, back then, no, I'm not. That is some real pure D BS, man. You know, and right now, Saturday evening, December 20th, 1987, less than 3 weeks after the assassination of Maurice Bellamy, I got the call that Myrtle, Myesha Horsham, the mother of Fat Cat's son TC, was cleared for execution. Folks, listen, man. Fat Cat, you know what I'm saying, told me this dude, she was fucking behind his back. Myesha had also messed up about $60,000 worth of Cat money, and he was just fed up. To add insult to injury, Myesha was spending the money on another man named Brian. Folks, listen, man. All this stuff is for what, man? Life. This young girl lost her life at, what, 20? Okay? Maurice Bellamy lost his life for what? Because of his son's sin. Folks, listen, man. Like I try to tell you, man, none of that stuff was worth it, man. Even when I sit down, I think I can't even believe that was who I was, and that was the lifestyle that I was once responsible for. And what I'm just trying to tell anybody that's out there right now, man, listen, get away from that, man. Get away from that nickel trying to be slick. Get away from shortcut, that fast. Only thing come fast is trouble. Easy to get into, hard to get out, folks. Easy to get into, hard to get out. Hey, listen, folks, sign up, you know what I'm saying, share, you know what I'm saying, the Brian Gibbs Patreon page. I got a lot of different things that I'm working on. I got a lot of good things that I'm coming up. And what I'm trying to say right now is, guess what? I was once the problem, now I'm trying to be part of the solution. And that's why I got this movement going, the BGG movement, the Brian Glaze Gibbs movement. How? It's best to give than receive. How do we give back? How do we feed the homeless? Okay? How do we feed the hunger? How do we provide socks? You know what I'm saying? Gloves, t-shirts, change of underwears, coat, blanket, comforter. That's what it's all about, man. Trying to build a foundation, like I say, to get back now. It's not too late. It's not how we start, it's how we finish. Listen, get your signed copy. Okay? Get your signed copy, Beyond Lucky, the Brian Glaze Gibbs story. A true story of crack, money, murder, and redemption. If I can change, anybody can change. Could change come from within. Like I say, check out the Patreon package. Those that right now is go ahead and donate $20 a month or whatever, you will get your signed copy automatically. Listen, folks, thank you for joining me. Peace, love, and prosperity, and happy holiday.
Yo, Glaze! I just got to my favorite part of your book. This is Out of Prison as a New Person. So, page 308, May of 1998. That's actually when I had the pleasure of meeting you, and we worked together on that 10:30 to 3 a.m. shift, which was crazy. My respect level just went up like 10 more notches for you. So I knew about your past. I knew about everything that had gone on. But what I didn't know is you were going from $40,000 a day to, I think we were making $12 an hour there, that night shift. Something crazy. So for you to be able to have that work ethic of going from slinging easy rocks to slinging heavy packages and working that night shift and just being the positive person you were that whole time and offering encouragement to everybody that
really what drives me is all my life I've been a traditional I would say sort of an allopathic type of nurse that went back to school to become a naturopath because that was where my soul was. And I started helping people with all of these chronic illnesses, not just, you know, simple things, but mostly stage 4 cancer, Lyme disease, autoimmune conditions.
It's like at the end of the day, when I went to jail, I was ghetto rich. I had millions. But guess what? When I came home to nothing. Fall in love with the street.
Colon cleansing. But then we found out even with losing it for colon cleansing, we got this an amazing amount of energy in our brain.